Alright, let me just catch some levels while we're starting out, and then I need to trade over a couple of high-leveled Pokemon so that Regirock doesn't kill me again. Because we're going to be trying to catch him for a while, and I need somebody with paralysis for sure. Go turn my TV in my living room down real quick. Yeah, Flygon will have to do. Well, I don't need to fly right now, so... Or surf. That's even less useful to me. Still gotta keep the empty slot to... You know, just because I do want to know what Regirock we land on if it's not the shiny again. Oh, I don't have the cable plugged in. There we go. And now I just need to go find another heart scale to teach my Zapdos Thunderwave again, and that'll be our insurance for, you know, for the end game. So there should be 2 more heart scales hidden in this area. Who's got less useful moves? Earthquake and Flamethrower? Yeah, this doesn't need light screen. Remember, that's the Lost Venusaur universe. That's the Lost Universe Venusaur, I mean. The save file doesn't exist anymore. That's why it's so serious. Okay, so Surf, Waterfall, Dive, Fly. I need Rock Smash. Strength isn't horribly critical. Alright, so we got the one that was right there on that little island. One more. Boom. I'll do it for a heart scale. Shit. Teach Zapdos Thunder Wave. Fuck it. Forget Drill Peck. So now we should be good. Wow. Oh. Okay. Well, that was something. That's not the legendary I wanted. So I'm basically just going to try to spam reviving Venusaur over and over and over and over again for the sleep. And when that becomes inconsistent, we'll just stick with paralysis. And we know our calibration's on, so skip the intro. Didn't do it. Yep. Big rock. Large gentleman. Big yellow man. Not much else to be said about this one. Nope. What did we hit? Bold, we got one ahead. And just to verify, this will be an electric type, so... let's go get negated by a sand shrew or whatever shows up. Yeah, just a hair too late. 0.0166 seconds too slow. Oh, it's got to be in this sand, right? So no effect. Because it's electric. That was good though. One frame off is good for first attempt of the morning. Got maybe a dozen or two attempts in me. Being a legendary, even with this IV spread, it wouldn't be the worst option. But I feel like Regirock's probably the best out of the three just because it isn't weak to fire. And fire's so prominent in like most Pokemon metas, you know, so. Because they're all weak to fighting. It doesn't help to be weak to water and grass too, though. It's weak to all three. Oh, no, never mind. It's not weak to fire. I just said, whoops. Alright, we were one frame too slow. Was that it? Nope. Was that early? Did I jump the gun? It'll remember that I highlighted hidden power just now, so. So it's hopefully either quirky or bold again. Lonely. I was 2 below, so this is another electric type. So again, no effect. Nope. And yeah, the thing about having a dry battery is that you always start on the same seed. So you could hunt literally this exact same. I don't know how close it would be. I'm assuming it would be exactly the same because it just goes off the seed. If you were to do this on Pokemon Ruby as well, you could hunt the exact same shiny Regirock with the same IV spread at frame 11,000, whatever I'm doing, 11,456. And so in order to wait for this to be like, say, a full perfect shiny Regirock, it could literally take days for something like that to start spawning, which is ridiculous, right? It's impractical. So that's where the whole painting thing looks at. Looking at those paintings, for some reason, re-rolls your seed. It's like one of the only actions in the entire game that does. It doesn't change it permanently, but it basically changes the pool of it. So you want to time, you know, a button press for looking at the picture at the same time, or in the same way that you would do this. And then you're picking a table, basically. You want that table that will eventually spawn, right? If you want to spawn a perfect shiny Regirock in like 80 seconds, then you have to wait 6 minutes to touch the picture, you know what I mean? But apparently there's a lot of complicated factors with that, because when there's active NPCs, when there's moving actors on the screen, I guess it messes with like the frames, and it throws off a lot of RNG. So to get the least amount of variables on there, on top of it being a two input hunt as opposed to a single input hunt like this one, you know, it adds a lot of random factors to it. So that sounds really complicated, but I want to look into it anyway, because I'd like things like a competitive shiny Metagross. Ooh, got it. Now if we can actually catch it though. I don't think a fake out should kill it. Oh, especially not now, yeah. Oh. Alright, now here goes this. Something like a level 100 smear goal with Spore, False Swipe, and, you know, moves like that. That's always pretty good. For if you want to do something like the Premier Ball, the Dive Ball, the Luxury Ball. But as you know, I'm trying to avoid cloning and all that. And getting a bunch of luxury balls in these games without cloning is rough. It's not impossible. You can get a surplus, but... Ugh. 2 shakes of a REGIROCK's left foot. Huh? Literally a bibbity boopop ass Pokemon. They just make those noises, I guess, in canon. He's eventually going to start doing some real damage. Hitting all those curses especially. Come on, for all the Pokeballs that Articuno and Zapdos wasted back then. Let me get this easy-ass Regirock in a Premier Ball. Premier. Gotta love this funky music, though. Notably missing from that soundtrack medley that I put together because, as clearly, you know, we didn't actually do this during the playthrough. Completely avoided the Reggies. The sleep is wearing off faster and faster, too. Well, no Premier Ball. Nope. That was a good sleep, at least. Slept more turns than I did last night. Damn. Come to think of it, having something like Defog or Mist or whichever move resets stats, that would be pretty good on a Smeargle as well. Fucking chocolate chip cookie. big pile of cookie dough you forgot about in the fridge. A bag of brownie mix that went rogue. That's all this is. Oh, shit, man, it was almost there. And now that I know for certain how all this spawning stuff works, all that nonsense that I was talking about in the Safari Zone with Chansey was definitely not nonsense. The fact that, you know, the Chanseys would come in batches and that there would be like females and things like that in batches, those are all qualities specifically that are cyclical exactly in that way. That's exactly how it works. So maybe a lot of this superstitious nonsense we were thinking of as kids was actually based on something. It was just math that was way over our heads, but like, right, you could tell there was some shit there. Come on, man. REGIROCK really doesn't want to go fast. Oh. Do I got Lepa or whatever they are? That's it for the sleeps. I don't want this thing knocking out Zapdos in one hit with all them boosted attacks, so... Next best thing. This isn't even a bad IV spread for a REGIROCK. It was worse for the shiny Salamence, who was on the same frame, therefore has the same shiny value as well as the same IV spread. But on Salamence, that means it's a really, really slow Salamence, but for REGIROCK, it doesn't really matter. The special defense is kind of low, which is especially bad considering special offense is already kind of its weakness. It's kind of split, right, because ground and fight are both super effective. Damn, it's already struggling. Come on, bro, let me save you, please. Oh, okay. That's all you had to say, brother. Shiny REGIROCK was caught in a fucking Pokeball. REGIROCK was sealed away by people long ago. If this Pokemon's body is damaged in battle, it is said to seek out suitable rocks on its own to repair itself. It's a goddamn cookie. The only thing that really changes is that the number turns yellow. And there's a slight tint. Hell yeah. So yeah, we caught him yesterday, you know, we encountered him, but it killed us. And then today, I only failed the one time to encounter him, and then we got him right away, so. Not bad. Not bad for catching a legendary in a Pokeball. What I want to do, though, is I want to have a look at him in 3D. And even though I clearly have a Wii with backups, I only use my own backups, right? So that's why I don't already have Celebi or Jirachi. That was the wrong thing, damn. Because, you know, you could download the bonus discs somewhere, I'm sure. All that stuff's been dumped just as well as, you know, any other GameCube software. But I want to actually own those things, you know. I've always wanted them as collectible pieces. I am going to throw them onto Gale of Darkness, but I want to get Salamence off of Colosseum first to see if they fixed the shininess in there, because the shininess on Colosseum is terrible. If you didn't watch me, you know, evolving Bagon and Shelgon into Salamence, you can tell that they didn't actually have different colors for the shiny models. They just, like, instead of remodeling them with their actual shiny colors, they just slap like a horrid tint onto it. So when you look at Salamence, you can tell that it's not actually modeled green, but it's just the blue model just tainted green. You can still see like how much, you could see it on the wings, right? The wings and all the red parts are completely unaffected on Salamence. Those stay the same shade of red on regular or shiny Salamence, but you can see the nasty orange reddish tint on it all. So I'm gonna get these dudes out of here first. Doesn't look too bad. We didn't need Flygon after all. And so yeah, this shiny Salamence and my shiny Regirock were hunted at that same frame. So again, they share an ID spread. I can literally go back to the area where Bagon is and catch the exact same shiny Bagon, quote unquote. And then now that's ready, I think, yeah. It would have been nice if Gale of Darkness and Coliseum implemented like memory card based training. I feel like maybe they thought that, or trading and whatnot. Maybe they thought that would have been too, you know, too easy to exploit. Who knows? Because you can do it that way with the Chow Garden. So that's really cool, being able to move all that stuff. But I think it has to be within the same version, though. So even though the Chow data is interchangeable, I think it still has to be like Sonic Adventure DX data interacting with Sonic Adventure DX data. It can't be like 2 battle or nothing. I guess it doesn't matter if I trade one of these garbage guys over. Is there anybody that I want to use for breeding, I guess? Probably not. I wouldn't mind breeding a shiny Lapras, I guess, if I could ever get used to the shiny breeding. That's the one thing that still gets me confused. Because there's 2 inputs, it's really, really, really hard for me to tell. I haven't figured out a good way to do it consistently yet, how to tell which input I fucked up. If it was the first one picking up the egg, or generating the egg rather, or if it was the second one, which is picking up the egg. But I've already found the Charizard that I want. To pick up the egg is a 3-minute reset, and to receive the egg is like an 8-minute reset, but if I get it right, the result is a shiny Charmander, shiny male Charmander with Outrage bred onto it. I forgot what the ability was, but it has 70 power, hidden power psychic. Which isn't quite as strong as extrasensory, and of course not as strong as psychic itself, but nah, it's still pretty tinted on here too. Still cool though. I guess I don't need to trade right now. I just really wanted to see what it looked like, actually. I'd say that's good. But yeah, really quick, let me look at some stuff real quick. So right, the game is 60 frames per second, so that's 60 different Pokemon every second that are being generated. So So even just looking for a shiny that isn't like bad in any stat really at all, it takes 45,000 advances, so about, you know, a little over 3 times as long as we were doing now, probably some 11 or so minutes, 11, 12 minutes. To generate a shiny Regirock with an almost perfect HP, and then, you know, like 24 IV defenses, and then like pretty decent offense. Everything is above 20 IVs, but that takes, you know, like 12 minutes. If you want something full perfect, I mean, that would take probably go from like 12 minutes to, again, probably like 30-40 hours or something like that. And that's why the whole painting thing is a thing to begin with. But yeah, the next thing I'm going to try to do won't be until I drop the actual Pokemon video, so I can plug that the way I'm plugging the Medley right now. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to figure it out in the time in between, is I'm going to try to get that perfect Charizard then. Which, that doesn't help a whole lot with legendaries. Legendaries, you would still want to do the painting thing. But this means being able to get starters from other regions, like Cyndaquil and Chikorita and stuff like that, with perfect stats and shiny and all that as well. And it would mean being able to do it all on Ruby, where I have a dry battery. So, it's pretty good stuff. But I'm glad that didn't take long, so we'll get, let me put them both in the box, actually. Yeah, thankfully that didn't take too long, even just catching it in a Pokeball. If I ever do the whole painting thing, I'll go for Regirock again, and I'll try to get a perfect one in a luxury ball. And that'll be the real prize. I'll use that one competitively. I might go for a competitive Regice, but I probably won't go shiny. I'll just go for like some stats. So really quick, if I wanted just a high IV, Regice, let me see what that would look like. Oh. Seems like that's a pretty hard thing to get. Let me start at 24 IVs. Well, let me just go for the ones that matter then. If I wanted one with like max HP and then max special attack and max defenses, I could get everything but perfect speed at 37,000. So at like less than 3 times what we're doing right now. So I'd say maybe like a 7-something, 8-minute reset. That would be like a perfectly competitive whatchamacallit, Regice. Of course it comes out adamant, but if you do it on Emerald, Synchronize will work. And what it'll effectively do is it'll take this exact same, if assuming this would be affected by Synchronize, because it doesn't always work. If it were one that was affected by it, it would take exactly what it is and then just override the nature, but then everything else would be the same. Because this would be an adamant one, which isn't the best, especially considering even the hidden power is Dragon. There's a careful one with a grass hidden power, but that's like 3 times longer than that. That takes us to like a 30-minute reset. Which you can see why it starts to be beneficial to do the code execution stuff with the paintings, but we can always talk more about that when I get back to some Pokemon. For now, check out the medley in the description, and then tonight I'm gonna do Mind Scanners again. I'll play it probably like another hour, because it seems like some story stuff is about to wrap up with it. And we're gonna jump into Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I'm gonna get like maybe an hour, hour and a half of warming up in that. So that way I can spend tomorrow night, Sunday night, spending a good 2, maybe a little more than 2 hours trying to actually put in some work with it, because that's a hard game and I'm gonna have to really bootstrap down. And then from then on, I won't know what my actual streaming schedule will look like until tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to stream every night unless, otherwise stated. But it'll be, late. It'll be 11:30 midnight around where I am, so that'd be mountain time. So whatever 11 hours from now is in your time, that's around when I would be streaming my Halloween stuff. And again, that's building up, to Resident Evil and stuff like that, in particular LSD on PS1 on Halloween itself. So just check out the channel, click on stuff, and, I hope you stick around beyond that.